Listen up to the boogie. Why? That's true. You gotta fess up. I hope you guys doing fine. I hope you're doing wonderful. This is a presentation for bullish case for gold using UUP, the ETF for the dollar, using TLT, the ETF for bonds, using GLD, the ETF for gold. Please, before I start, like, subscribe, and share. The only way YouTube circulates this to the other users is when you have so many likes. If you don't like, you keep me in the dark. And would you want that? Please don't do that. All right. Let's talk about the new stuff, as I stated last time, of the relationship between TLT or bonds and dollar that was giving me the certainty that the bull trap is in the making, or was in the making, for the dollar, plus the UUP had a bull trap on August 20th, and as I wrote in LinkedIn, how every time the price action come out of the Bollinger Band that retraces 100% of the time, you will test the 20-day moving average, and this is what happened. And usually when you break below the 20-day moving average, that means you're gonna go to the lower end of the Bollinger Band. That's for the UP in the daily time frame. And this is what I wrote in LinkedIn some times ago when I was calling that dollar breakout bluff. I was saying, you're lying, you're not gonna break out, because as I stated in my previous video, there's always a relationship between TLT and the USD. I'm gonna call the USD UUP so you understand what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna call bonds TLT and you know what I'm talking about. So in June 2020, UUP was consolidating in a very in a very way at that time. It was known to many people that know this stuff that the dollar might break down, because at that time in June, July, TLT was breaking out, so that means lower yield, lower dollar. Okay, so they confirm each other at inflection points usually. Okay, so this is TLT. The DXY was consolidating at the time, hoping that it would break out of its triangle, yet TLT signaled lower yield. And that's what I'm talking about right here. Okay, beautiful. And right here, the dollar was bottoming. The dollar was bottoming at that time, and TLT was consolidating in a way very bearishly. And at that time, I knew that the bottom was in for the dollar, and what happens after that. At that time, a lot of so-called analysts saying that DXY will go to 84, yet TLT signaled lower yield. Okay, let's go back to UUP. All right, okay, and right here, I was bullish on dollar. If you're watching the videos, if you are Kareem and Abdul Jabbar, and the two people that are watching me. Yet after what the delta came in, I was like, okay, I believe in Elliott wave, even though my targets were hit, because I thought we're gonna take this one, and we took it the 25.5, and we went all the way to almost 2021. And I said, okay, that slower economy is slower economic activities, which might result in lower yield. So I start thinking outside the box, and it was true. And you could pause and read what I wrote here. So I changed my views on the dollar at that time. Okay, so this is the weekly time frame for UUP, and you see it is not bullish at all. It is doing a bearish harami in the weekly time frame with the stochastic signaling a weaker price action in the near future. Another thing that happened to UUP, the RSI now is below 50. Usually when you go to below 50, bad things happen usually to anything, to any asset class. See. So more likely than not, UUP will test the lower end of the Bollinger Band in the near future. We don't know the future yet. We play by the rules. So I talked about daily time frame for UUP, TLT connection with UUP, even though I've never heard anybody talk about this. But yeah, as I said in my previous video, I do nothing but this. So I'm focused all the time on charting. And I usually don't like to argue people that people that don't do intensive research, and they just give me like things like, oh, this thing will collapse, it will how's it go, blah blah blah. If I feel that person is not technically based, I always agree with that person just to stop the argument. Okay, so this is TLT now. No, this is UUP. Now I'm going to talk about TLT. So, a positive thing for TLT, we tested the 50-day moving average again, and we had a bullish harami and a confirmation of that bullish harami. We had another high, like 4 days high, and we eclipsed this bearish signal. So in the near past, you test the 50-day moving average, then you go up, test it, go up. So the fundamental reasoning, again, I'm gonna sound like a broken record. The fundamental reasoning for higher TLT, lower yield, is lower economic activities equals no more maybe less, more likely we're not going to have a QT. We're not going to have a higher interest rate, which as a result of that, we have lower yields, higher TLT. So, okay. So 50 bullish crossover, 50 to 100. And this is the TLT UP connection. You can pause and watch it. Good deal. And this is the weekly time frame. More often than not, when you bounce from the 50-day moving average or the 10-week moving average with beautiful bullish candle that has rejection. Some people would call this hanging man, but no, it's not. It's rejection from lower price, and it's not all-time high. It's not in a very open area, so you can call it hanging man. It's still a rejection. So more often than not, when you reject the 10-week moving average or 50-day moving average, good things follow. So this is for TLT. Good deal. So let's talk about GLD, as I put in my LinkedIn account and in my Twitter these bullish actions. And one thing I really don't understand when people argue without intensive researches, and I always have to agree with them. So I don't waste my breath and time. I said that many times again. I do nothing but charting, and I noticed throughout the years, if GDX, the ETF for gold miners, or GLD, the ETF for gold, or gold futures, or gold spot prices, stares the dollar in the eyes and does not move while the dollar is breaking out, or the dollar is going up, that means the dollar is going to be off of its back, and good things will follow after that. Good deal. So that's what happened to GLD, and I stated that when I called gold bottom, and I still stick to that. Gold has bottomed, at least for the next 3 months, maybe for more than that. We will see, but I call this bottom, and I'm sticking to my guns. Beautiful. So what are the bullish actions in GLD? First of all, this is beauty. You go over 50, that's always beautiful. But over 50 with beautiful bullish MACD is always great. And you have a bullish crossover between the 10 and 20-day moving average, which is absolutely beautiful too. So what happened? You had a beautiful impulsive move, correction on the form of a bull flag. You break out of this bull flag and you tested it and you succeeded and you break it out again. Okay, so that's the beauty of GLD right now. And I think more higher prices are coming. We might have consolidation, but I think the bottom is in. And I posted this in my LinkedIn account. The 100-day and 200-day moving averages usually are very bullish, and I think we are going through a beautiful bullish crossover between the 100 and 200-day moving average for this bad boy, the GLD. And if you look at the past, it always been very reliable. What makes the bullish crossover always believable? Unreliable, first of all, you have a close above the bullish crossover, even though it didn't take place yet. RSI above 50, which is always indicative of a beautiful breakout coming and a bullish crossover. Okay, good deal. And the 50-day moving average, as I said earlier, is also beneath the price action now, which is very beautiful. Okay, so now we have a 10 and 20-day moving average crossover. We're gonna have 100 and 200 very soon. Then we're gonna have 50 and 200 very soon. If you think this is meaningless, find another job. Don't trade or invest in a stock market. This is the weekly time frame for GLD. And as I said before, more often than not, when you break out of the 10-week moving average or the 50-day moving average, good things happen. Very few exceptions during this bear market, which I was all the time. I was a bona fide bear at that time. If you Kareem and Abdul Jabbar, you will know that I was. Now I am a bull. Okay, so more often than not, and I'm gonna put my money into risk. I put my money into risk, as a matter of fact. Good things will happen after this breakout, and more often than not, when you have the disco combo, which is stochastic, and I'm talking about a weekly time frame here, stochastic and the MACD, amazing things happen to the price action. And as I said before, I've been bull bear in gold, bull bear in dollar. I do not believe in any thesis. I don't care what's right and what's wrong and what should happen. And if the Fed is stealing our money or money theft, call it whatever you want to call it. I just want to make money. I'm not here to better the world. I just want to make money. Please like if you like. Subscribe and share if you really want this. If you want me to keep uploading these videos, please support me. Share, like, please. And please do remember, nothing matters in the world except this goes forever!